Good evening. The Prime Minister has called on Western allies to double down on their support for Ukraine to ensure that Russia fails in the war. Rishi Sunak has been speaking at a global security summit in Munich. In his speech, he urged the international community to step up their support for Kyiv to ensure lasting peace. To do that, he wants other world leaders to send the most advanced weapons to the country to secure its long-term future. Our global security editor Rohit Katchu is in Munich and sent this report.
For protesters outside the conference venue, their message was not only for Vladimir Putin. It was for the leaders inside who agree with most of what they say, but are still undecided about what more they should do and when. For the first time, Rishi Sunak met the US Vice President Kamala Harris.
Prime Minister, it is good to meet you.
But behind those pleasantries lie delicate questions about the right time, the right amount of support. But the UK seemed less cautious today than some of its allies.
To win the war, Ukraine needs more artillery, armoured vehicles and air defence. So now is the moment to double down on our military support. And that's why the United Kingdom will be the first country to provide Ukraine with longer-range weapons. And it's why we're working with our allies to give Ukraine the most advanced air defence systems and build the air force they need to defend their nation.
Still no firm commitment, though, to supply planes to Ukraine, as it has suggested. But this optimism from its chief diplomat suggests there is more being said behind the scenes. What is your understanding of the British position? Will they deliver planes to Ukraine, directly or indirectly? And if so, when?
Ukraine will receive planes. It's a matter of time and procedure. It will take more time than tanks. We understand that. But the very kind of logic, the basic sense of how the situation evolves will take all of us to the decision on planes.
From the town square to the conference hall itself, a consensus is building among some allies that a level of military support unthinkable a few weeks ago might now be inevitable. Rohit Katchu, ITV News, Munich.
Well, while he was at that conference, Rishi Sunak also met with the President of the European Commission to discuss the vexed issue of Northern Ireland since Brexit. But Downing Street is tonight downplaying suggestions that a breakthrough is imminent. Our political correspondent Harry Horton is here. Harry, just how far off is the deal tonight?
Well, after that meeting in Munich today between Rishi Sunak and Ursula von der Leyen, Downing Street said that very good progress had been made to try and find solutions. But Number 10 also at pains tonight to stress that no deal is imminent. Talks to reform the Northern Ireland Protocol have been going on for more than a year now. The main issue, politically divisive issue here, is checks on goods that exist between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Now, there has been a sense in Westminster that a deal could be imminent because of warmer words between the UK and the EU, and because the Prime Minister visited Belfast on Friday to brief leaders there on progress. But today, Rishi Sunak sounded much more cautious.
We have not resolved all these issues. No, there isn't a deal that has been done. There is an understanding of what needs to be done. It's the issues that I outlined, and we're working through them hard, and we will work through them intensely with the EU. But we are by no means done. There is no deal that is done. There's work to do, and that's what we will set about doing.
Now, this is a big deal. The Northern Ireland Assembly has been out of action for more than a year now because of disagreements over this protocol. Number 10 says tonight that there are more meetings planned in the next few days, but the key message is that they don't want to rush this.
We're not there yet, Harry. Thank you. In other news, police in Devon are searching for a man after the death of an elderly woman in Exeter. An image of the suspect was captured on CCTV. The victim, in her 70s, was assaulted in a city park this afternoon and died at the scene. Police say the suspect could be armed and dangerous. The former US President Jimmy Carter is receiving hospice care at home after choosing to stop medical intervention in hospital. A spokesman said the 98-year-old wants to spend his remaining time with his family. He's been suffering from a number of medical issues, including skin cancer. It's been confirmed that the former Premier League footballer Christian Atsu was among those killed in the earthquake in Turkey. His body was recovered from his collapsed apartment block in Antakya today. And tonight there was a minute's applause for Atsu before his former club Newcastle played Liverpool at St James's Park. His wife and children were there. Liverpool won the match 2-0. And there was another twist in the Premier League title race today. Leaders Manchester City dropped points in a 1-1 draw at Nottingham Forest. And Arsenal are now back on top after the game of the season so far, beating Aston Villa 4-2 thanks to 2 goals in stoppage time. Chris Scudder reports.
You could barely have scripted this breathless classic. Arsenal's faltering title hopes were hit by an early Villa goal.
What a start for Aston Villa!
Oh my, as Forrest Gump would have said, but Villa fan Tom Hanks' joy was short-lived, though he couldn't have helped admire a beauty from Bukayo Saka. It was end-to-end stuff, and Arsenal were behind again to Philippe Coutinho. After losing top spot to Man City, Arsenal could not afford another defeat. But they dug deep in dramatic fashion. This was a blockbuster in the Hollywood tradition, and Tom Hanks was almost out of his seat again. Villa so close to making it 3-2. Instead, the drama came at the other end, in stoppage time. An own goal by Argentina's World Cup final shootout hero Emi Martinez. He'd been accused of gamesmanship that day, and now he was running back like Forrest Gump, upfield and out of his goal, while Gabriel Martinelli made it 4-2. Arsenal are back on track. Chris Scudder, ITV News.
And that's it from us for now. The weather forecast is next. But from all of us here on the Weekend News team, thank you for watching. Good night.